What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we need to talk about some penny stocks that are likely to do very well in 2022 due to a couple of different reasons. Some of them technical analysis, but also some of them due to inflation related fears. So, a lot of these stocks are probably going to be doing very well as long as inflation remains in line with expectations. We're expecting that inflation will be pretty darn high in 2022. Goods will start costing a lot more. And so you'll probably want your brokerage account to be at a much higher value by then. So if you're interested in protecting yourself from inflation, that these are some potential stocks to look at. The first one being NAK, ticker symbol NAK, Northern Dynasty Minerals Ltd. This is one that I've been involved in for a fairly long time. And they have a couple of things going for them. The first one we'll talk about from a technical analysis perspective is this support zone that they have from 30 to 40 cents. Pretty much every time they end up getting into the support zone, they end up bouncing out of it. It is a fairly strong technical pattern. You can see it pretty much every time. It's yet to fail us so far. They've gotten into the 30 to 40 cent zone and then bounced back up sometimes to highs of $2.49. And that has happened more recently in the past as well. We got down to 30 cents. And then even now, we're currently actually sitting in this zone. So it's a potentially very opportune buying opportunity for NAK. Now, NAK currently has a market cap of $193 million, and it is a gold mining company. So the reason that this company could be doing very well, I'll explain what they do right here. Northern Dynasty Minerals engages in the exploration and development of gold and copper mineral properties. So basically, gold is a hedge against inflation. When inflation runs high, people typically buy up gold, and that's very good for gold mining companies because they already have all of their costs set in stone, right? They already have their machines and whatnot. They're mining gold, and any gold that they mine that is higher in price is just pure profit for them. So it's actually a very beneficial business to be in while there is high inflation. And if you actually look, you can see that inflation has been coming in higher as of late. You can see this is the core CPI data month over month. We just had our most recent reading today, and if you look, we typically have fairly low inflation rates month over month of about 0.1 to 0.2%, but more recently, we've had much higher inflation than usual, sometimes upwards of 0.9% inflation per month, which is very scary stuff because the very last time that we've seen inflation rates this high, it was way back in the 70s and 80s, and this could be the beginning of another 70s and 80s like inflationary period where we actually end up seeing massive inflation, and that would be very good for gold stocks, all right? NAK would surely benefit from this if gold prices were going through the roof due to the inflation that we've seen. Typically, when inflation is this high, people are buying up gold like crazy because it's an asset that the government can't just print more of. And people do get very fearful when they see massive inflation. They get very worried about their buying power, and that could certainly lead to a rise in NAK stock price. Now, the second stock that we're going to be looking at is TRX. And before we actually dive into it, I'm going to show you guys the channel analytics right here. We currently have 8,109 subscribers. If you guys feel like joining the family, learning more about penny stocks that could be doing well in 2022, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. The goal is to get this to 8,200 subscribers. So we need less than 100 people to subscribe to get there. So if you want to help out, then feel free. Now, the next stock, like I said, is TRX, Tanzania Gold Corporation, another gold mining stock that is also experiencing a pattern very similar to what we've seen with NAK. Okay, it's gotten into this other zone of support from around 35 to 40 cents, which it typically bounces out of fairly strongly. The last time we got there, we bounced all the way up to highs of around over $1. And we have more recently gotten in that zone a couple of times. We're currently sitting near the bottom of it. So it's a potentially very opportune moment to buy TRX stock, Tanzania Gold Corporation, because the past couple of times that we've gotten into this zone, we have bounced out quite nicely. Now, obviously, there's the possibility that we'll make new lows. But in 2022, I do expect that we'll see higher inflation, especially if you look at what the Fed has recently said. Why U.S. officials say inflation is no longer transitory. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has recently said that he does not want to use the word transitory to describe inflation anymore. He is taking more of a hawkish stance. He thinks that we will probably have some problems with inflation in the future. And that is actually very bullish for gold prices. I think that gold prices will likely be going up due to this. Some people may be a little bit late to the game. Gold hasn't started rising too much as of yet. But in 2022, as we keep getting those CPI data reports coming out, and they keep getting higher and higher, I expect that some people will turn to gold. And TRX is in a prime position to benefit from this. TRX currently has a market cap of $100 million, so very low market cap. It could certainly stand to rise quite a bit, especially if gold prices go up. And what TRX does is Tanzania Gold Corp engages in the exploration and evaluation of mineral properties. The firm also engages in the exploration and development of gold properties in Tanzania. And if you look, Tanzania is actually in Africa right here. It's in East Africa. It's a fairly large country. And as we all know, Africa is pretty much very, very wealthy in mineral resources. So this is a very good area to be exploring in. There really is potential that they will find something, that they'll find some kind of gold resource. And that is another catalyst that could potentially be blowing up these gold stocks, right? These gold stocks, when they are exploration companies, as TRX is, then there is the potential that they will find something during their exploration. They'll find a big vein of gold, and that will balloon the stock price, typically higher than is justifiable in the short term. But if you're just buying this to sell it when it moves up, then that is another catalyst that you could be looking at. So in 2022, we could see good things from TRX as well because of the inflation, but also because they're engaged in exploration in Africa. And the third stock that we've caught is GAU, GallianoGoldInc.com. So this is another gold mining company also experiencing the same pattern. Going along with NAK and TRX, it's also gotten into this zone where it is frequently bought up and ballooned to higher prices out of. So you can see that in the past, when we've been trading in this zone, we have bounced out of it to highs of $2.12. Currently, we're trading at 70 cents right now. We've also gotten there more recently. We dipped down to around 65 cents in the past and then moved up to 90. And now we're once again just hitting the top of this zone now. So we've yet to actually really enter this zone too deeply, but as of late, we haven't actually gotten that far into it. So we may end up bouncing off of it as 2022 is on the way. And there are plenty of inflation fears. Now, GAU has a market cap of $159 million, so also a very small gold mining company. These are very risky, right? They're very risky because if their explorations don't go well, then potentially they could be falling quite a bit in price. But Galino Gold Inc. engages in the acquisition and exploration of mineral resources. It operates through Canada and Ghana geographical segments. So if you look at that map that I had pulled up a second ago, it also operates in Africa, in Ghana, right here in East Africa. West Africa. And once again, a potentially very promising area to be looking for gold in, right? Africa is typically thought of as a place that's very rich in mineral resources, so it could be doing well in the future. And it's also operating in Canada, so they have multiple fronts in which they could find potential resources and then capitalize on those. So another very potentially promising company, especially going along with the idea that inflation could be a big problem for people in 2022, that we could see very high inflation and very high gold prices. That's what a lot of people are expecting at the very least. And that's why I think that these gold mining companies could be doing fairly well in 2022. Now, obviously, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending that anyone buy these stocks or sell these stocks. I'm just giving you guys my opinions on what I think could be going on in the future, inflation-wise, and also some other potential catalysts, such as mineral exploration-wise. I think that these stocks could be going up, but that's just my opinion. So obviously, don't take it as financial advice. It's not. I'm not telling you to buy or sell the stocks, but if you are interested in joining the family, feel free to click the subscribe button below. And other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.